I wanted to ask the ladies. I have found, and y'all can let me know if it happens with y'all too. I have found that in my quietness, you know how like you're upset, you're thinking about everything. Like if Octavian were to do something and I'm thinking about everything that he's done, but when I get quiet and allow the Holy Spirit to deal with me, it's like a peace comes over you to when he does come, you're not easily acting in offense. Have y'all experienced that when there is an issue and you do get quiet before the father and then you do just like I'm not going to go to him right now. I'm not going to try to make him talk to me and just allow the Holy Spirit to deal with you. It's like when he does come to me, I'm not offended by some of the things that he says, or like if he's like, "Hey, you did this, you did that." And it's just it doesn't affect me the way that it would if I was to just try to force the conversation.
We'll
Yeah,
start with
I can
DJ and
definitely.
Tori to make sure y'all get a chance to talk.
Ooh, that was shade. I was gonna let her go anyway. Okay, I promise. Go ahead, Tori.
But no, I can definitely attest to that because I know just when we have issues, we rarely fight now. But I would say this because of maturity. But when we have issues, I know my first thing would be, okay, Father, he is your child just like I am. Let me operate in love, like help me to choose my words. And so it would just, and I guess when I would cool off, like now it gets to the point to where he reminds me like we had something to talk about because I've forgotten about it, which is something I'm working on because it's just like the issue is still there, even though I've forgotten about it. But like you were saying, Crystal, like it goes back to I know my husband doesn't want to hurt me. I know my husband doesn't have bad intentions for me. Like if anything, he's wanting to help me. So no, I can definitely attest to that. But I first like put myself in a position. Okay, Tori, what did you do? What did you, did you say something to him? Like, this guy got 50 million jobs. Like, what else does he have going on? And it's just like, okay, what can I do? Like, and I know because one thing that I'm working on now is really just communicating, like how we were talking about the woman is to be in the face. And that's something that has been really difficult for me. I really do think it's not blaming my dad, but just from watching him and seeing him, not obviously he ain't gonna be in nobody's face, like, but just changing, making an exchange and understanding that as a woman, this is what I do versus just so easily going with what I've been doing my whole life. I think you said been dealing with soul all our life, right? You said that. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a question before you answer. It's for the ladies. You said both of y'all said it was to be in his face. So that means you rolling your neck and snapping your fingers. Cause I think the audience want to know because somebody just got him was like, oh, I'm about to tell him be in his face.
So you want to clarify?
Yeah, can you clarify?
To be in the face of no, it doesn't mean snapping your neck and rolling stuff. But it's really more about intimacy. It's about, like we were talking about being that safe place and being able to just communicate. That's really the focus of being in the face of. It's that, that closeness, that intimacy. And I would even say like that, I guess you could say emotional nakedness. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better word, but
I'm just making.
Whereas you can just have that honest, pure communication and connection that you don't have with anybody. So that's what I think of when I hear the meaning of, and I guess, good point. We didn't really, I guess, explain what we were referring to. So we were referring to the Hebrew or concept, the kingdom concept of what a woman, who a woman is, Mata Negad. And so that Negad is what we were. But Crystal, I'm gonna say this about your question, and I'm gonna be brief. You asked, is that how we handled it? And my answer is no, that is not how I was handling it. And I've had to learn to do that. But I'll say this. I remember when I first started applying that, Demetrius would cut up worse. I would be like literally, this is me. I'm like, I'm trying to be, trying to be better. And I'm trying to, just listen and all that sort of stuff. And then I would come to him and he would not, it just wouldn't work. I'm like, Holy Spirit, help me out. Like, you told me to do this. Hello. So I had to continue to do that because I think for him, he's used to things going a certain way. And so he also had to learn how to adapt and how to realize like this is genuine and this is the new me, I guess you could say, and how I want to deal with stuff. So yeah, that was my
Oh,
answer.
I have a question for the men. Like, when your wife is quiet like that, like, does it almost sometimes feel like a trap? Does that make sense?
No, because I was sitting. That's what I wanted to talk about. Like, because y'all was talking about like when the woman does her part and she doesn't try to force a conversation and she gets quiet. That's something that it really does speak to me when that happens. Because let's just say we are in a situation where we're trying to force an argument. It's like, I'm in a situation where like I just want to think about it. I just want to think, well, let me process it. And she's like, no, we gonna talk right now, right now. And I start feeling pressured. And so it's like if I feel pressured, I'm finna get offended at you because it's like what you attacking me for. Like I just told you I want to think about it. I'm not here trying to like hurt you or nothing like that. Just let me think before I say something because if I say whatever's on my mind right now, it's obviously intended to hurt you more. So if she keeps on, I get offended, and we know from our teaching, offense just cuts you off. Like it's harder for you to hear from the Holy Spirit. So I'm mostly when we finally separate, I'm just thinking all these thoughts of like, man, she get on my nerves. Man, I'm tired of being here. I'm tired of this. That's the type of thoughts that come in your head. But when she gets quiet, like I might be upset about something and she'll ask me a question and I kind of say something with an attitude and she's like, okay, well, I just wanted to know, so I'll just let you do what you're doing. And then, she always does this. She'll put her headphones on. And one thing about her, she plays the video before she puts her headphones in. So I'm like, she listening to Pastor. So I hear Pastor and I'm like,
I'm gonna do that.
oh, and then from that, she's made it to where like now that she did her part, I no offense is getting established, and then the Holy Spirit can come in and work. And then I hear the Holy Spirit start speaking, or my born again spirit start speaking, saying like, she's in position. You got to get in position to lead. Like you got to be in position to help run the show. Like so, or I hear thoughts like, because she's being an example. I'll just hear stuff. She's showing that she loves the word more right now. What about you? And you would just get these questions and these thoughts from the Holy Spirit, and then it just you get that conviction to where when the Holy Spirit speaks to you, you just know He's right. Like it's nothing you can say back to it. You just like, man, I do need to love you more, Holy Spirit. And then that's what leads me to just come back and be like, you know what, Crystal? Like I just been dealing with this. I just been dealing with that. You know, and when the Holy Spirit come, I mean, it's either you gonna be submissive and just be like, I hear you, and you start getting more of that tender heart, or you just gonna be like, nah, I ain't trying to hear that right now, and then you gonna be in a bad situation. Then I try not to get in